solutions. At the same time, through its incubation center, students are exposed to a new generation of entrepreneurs. Hello. Who are coached by mentors and business executives. Poddar Management Training Institute, Great College, otherwise known and connected with the University of Rajasthan, emphasizing qualitative and creative teaching approaches as well as experiential and research-oriented learning. Poddar International College of Pharmacy, recognized by the Pharmacy Council of India as a pharmacy school. The Pharma is a popular degree that is taught in sophisticated labs with high-tech pharmacy equipment. And technical fest. There is never a dull moment on our campus. With over 21,000 alumni based in 575 plus top-notch companies such as Amazon, India, Google, AU Small Finance Bank, Flipkart, and Reliance. We guarantee 100% placement assistance. This is Poddar Group of Institutions, a dynamic place where education is purposeful, transformative, and empowering.
ये माइक है ना, वन साइड माइक है, इस तरफ से एक तरफ से लगा के। अब तो जनरल मुझे इंट्रोडक्शन देना है तो लगा के पूरे पहले इंट्रोडक्शन नहीं हो गया। सानवी मैम एक बार लाइट चालू करवा देना। हाँ यहाँ से। Okay, so very warm welcome to all the participants who are here for the session that is hosted by the Poddar Group of Institution. I am Saransh Padoria from Poddar International College and welcome you all to the education institution that is Poddar Group of Institution. As you all know, Poddar is mean and known for his education and the legacy in the education that we guys have for you. For the same, today we have organized a session on design beyond boundaries. Like design is not a simple word that the way it will pronounce actually. It is more than the word, it is more than the way we think actually. Today we have our esteemed speaker, Ms. Shivani Galera ma'am with us, who is a NIFT alumna and also a founder of the Glamrix Color. Ma'am is having more than 20 years plus experience in the teachings and the designing actually. So a warm welcome to ma'am.
So, welcome all to the Poddar College. So, welcome to Poddar College and Specially Design Department. So, today's presentation and today what I'm going to talk about is the future possibilities in design, right? Because design is a very core subjective, it's a very core subjective which is not being taught so much in schools. But here we'll be looking that what design is doing other than just in fashion and interiors, what it has, what are the future possibilities of design, right? Lights. So design beyond boundaries, from silhouette to century, the future of fashion and interiors. So as you can see, if you are very well aware of fashion, agar hum fashion, it's okay if I talk in both the languages, right? इंग्लिश हिंदी दोनों में बात कर सकते हैं, राइट? सो अगर हम अभी फैशन के बारे में देखते हैं तो देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ, एक स्टिग्मा होता है हमारे दिमाग में कि फैशन मतलब रनवे वॉक हो गया, फैशन मतलब जो सेलिब्रिटीज ने पहना हुआ है. बट एक फैशन एक ऐसा एरिया है एंड डिजाइन एक ऐसा एरिया है जिधर और भी इनोवेशंस हो रहे हैं. देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ इनोवेशंस व्हिच आर हैपनिंग. सो टुडे वी विल बी कवरिंग those kind of innovation, that what are the possibilities of design other than the basic necessity clothing, other than the basic necessity lifestyle products and interior products. So as you can see this first image, it has an inspiration from aquatic, it has a very aquatic inspiration from sea. So you'll see a costume jewelry which is being worn by a woman. And similarly इधर हम interior का एक product देख रहे हैं which is a wash basin and a bathroom product. So understanding how design shapes the human experience from the second skin we wear to the third skin we inhabit. So डिजाइन के दो जो डिजाइन में और भी एरियाज होते हैं, प्रोडक्ट भी होता है, बट फैशन एंड इंटीरियर्स आर अ वेरी कोर एरिया टू अंडरस्टैंड. फैशन में हम क्लोथिंग को अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं विच इज वेरी क्लोज टू आवर बॉडी, एंड इंटीरियर्स ये जो हमारी सराउंडिंग्स में है, विच इज सराउंडेड, वी आर सराउंडेड बाय एन एटमॉस्फेयर. आज हम इस क्लासरूम में बैठ रहे हैं तो आपको लग रहा है कि हाँ एक डिजाइन क्लासरूम में हम बैठे हैं, राइट? इफ वी आर sitting, आप जैसे आपके school classroom में you sit, so you must be having a different kind of an interior space over there. But here, when you're sitting at a college interior space, things are quite different. It creates an atmospheric value towards it. So the core connection. So fashion interiors are like siblings. They are like brother sisters. They are very interconnected. So both relatively work on color, texture, form, and function, right? So it basically learning these techniques are all skill based. Now, if you see here, you'll see a bohemian fashion, garment. Similarly, you'll see a bohemian inspired interior. So they are both very connected. Similarly, again, a bohemian garment and a bohemian inspired interior and a setup. So here you'll see a retro inspired wall. You'll have a lot of old tapes. It's made very beautifully. And similarly, the garments are also very retro inspired. So they are very correlated. It is only the eye of the designer, whether you're an interior designer or a fashion designer, for you to capture that what inspiration and what elements you want to take forward. Right? So, future vision one. Here we are talking about design beyond boundaries. We are talking about the future of design, right? So, the future vision one. So, we'll talk about the present problem. So, present problem अपना है the waste. अभी अगर आप देखोगे जितनी भी industries हैं, waste is a very huge problem. That's why there are a lot of organizations who are working on the recyclability of the materials, क्योंकि उसको recycle करके upcycle करके हम आगे क्या बना सकते हैं, right? So the problem is waste, the future is bio design. So have you heard about bio design? आपने कभी सुना है ये term? Anyone? Sustainable तो सुना ही होगा. Sustainability, I think you all must have also heard about, right? But bio design is the actual future कि हम इसके beyond sustain करना और इसके beyond हम क्या कर सकते हैं, right? So bio design is a design approach that uses nature, living system, biological materials that create sustainable and eco-friendly products. So अब क्या हो रहा है अलग-अलग fields में, इसमें क्या हो रहा है, we'll look upon that. So biodesign in interiors. So living walls and vertical gardens are being established in a lot of interior spaces. So this is a very brilliant idea for biodesign. So generally it improves air quality, mental well-being. It can be seen in offices, hotels and luxury homes. So you can have green walls in corporate lobbies and cafes. So mycelium based furniture, it is a mushroom based furniture, right? It's made from mushroom, right? And it's grown from fungi roots, mycelium, right? It's fully biodegradable and lightweight. So furnitures are being made out of these kind of materials. Then we have bioluminescent lighting. So there's a very algae and a bacteria which glows naturally. A lot of wall interiors are using these kind of algae-based materials. It does not require any electricity. The only source it requires a lot of sunlight to charge its neutrons, right? But this has been talked about right now. It's not been applied so much. So this is basically the future of what things can be done and how we can incorporate natural materials in design. Then we have bio-based materials. So this is being done. You must have seen if you are visiting cafes, if you're visiting a lot of good resorts and all. So there are people who are using bamboo, cork, banana, fiber, rattan, for their floorings, for their furnishings. So you'll have bamboo flooring, cork wall, panels. So this is also a very good approach for sustainable design. Then we are having sensory bio interiors, which focus on smell, touch, air, and light. So a lot of if you see आजकल काफी सारे ऐसे interiors, आप पुराने घरों में जाओगे तो गर्मियों में काफी ठंडे रहते हैं, right? So they are using those traditional methods to again signify the interiors. So a lot of these things are being used in wellness spas using mud walls, stone, and plants. Now, these are some lifestyle products which are made from recycled materials, right? So if you see, there are broken cups and they're being used in form of lights. Tires, you must have seen a lot of people, a lot of simple cafes also use a lot of tires for their furnishings. Then old trunks converted into nice, beautiful pieces, artifacts to keep. See, broken pottery. Then these are made from recyclable denims, rugs. Now, biodesign in fashion. Similarly, mycelium leather, which is produced from fungi from mushroom, is also being used in fashion, right? A lot of designers like Stella McCartney and Hermes are at an experimental stage and they are actually applying these kind of leathers, natural leathers, which are grown from mushrooms. And is fully biodegradable. That is very important कि biodegradable material है, and that only basically is the future of fashion. Otherwise, waste will just accumulate. Then we are having algae-based textiles. They are made from algae biomass, and they're generally used in a lot of activewear and concept garments. They're very breathable, compostable, and eco-friendly. I just went through some research and found out there are a lot of science innovations which are happening in textile front, right? So there are textiles which are made from bacterial cellulose, right? And they are grown using bacteria. So it's a zero waste lab grown textile. So this is very interesting. And there are designers like Gunny is a brand which are basically working towards this concept. देन वी हैव नेचुरल एंड बायो डाइंग. इसके बाद में आप लोग का एक टाइन डाई का भी वर्कशॉप है, राइट? सो यू कैन जॉइन दैट वर्कशॉप. So in that also, the sir will explain you a lot of dyeing forms, right? So we having dyes from plants, flowers, waste food, no toxic chemicals. For example, like indigo, turmeric, madder root dyed garments, right? हमारे राजस्थान में भी अगर आपने सुना होगा दाबू प्रिंट, ब्लॉक प्रिंटिंग, इंडिगो डाइंग, ये सारी नेचुरल फॉर्म्स ऑफ डाई हैं जो कि यूज हो रही हैं. Then living fashion is also a bio-design idea, right? Where the garments that evolve, decompose or change, conceptual future fashion approach. So this is one of designer Hussein Chalian's work. So here he is displaying the melting dresses as a concept. So future vision 2, which is technology and the phygital world. Phygital itself means physical plus digital world, right? So phygital design basically blends physical spaces or products with digital technology, right? And it's interactive, immersing with user experiences. So if you've seen, अभी आप कोई भी ऐसा नहीं होगा जिसके पास में फोन नहीं होगा. I'm talking about here. आप लोग के पास में फोन अभी दिया आपके पेरेंट्स ने? दे रखे? No, right? But at a certain level, when you're in college, the phone is a very क्या कहते हैं उसको necessity बन जाता है. So definitely we are very tech based generation, and that's what digital fashion or digital design comes into being. So there are a lot of interactive walls and installations which are happening in this area of work. A lot of museums are working on walls where you can basically know the information of whatever displayed paintings are there, right? Then we are having smart homes. Smart homes is not, is a older version, you can say. तो अगर देखोगे रिमोट से पर्दे बंद हो जाते हैं, you can have fireplaces working. So this is a technology input in interior designing. So there are app controlled lighting, curtains, temperature. There are app controlled washing machines also. आप कहीं पे बैठे हो, you can operate your washing machine कि भाई अभी कपड़े wash होना. These are the technology which is helping towards reducing less and lesser work and how they are working in design. Then we have projection mapping. This is a very useful tool when interior designers are basically designing a certain space to how that space can be used. So, it's a digital visuals projected into physical surfaces. So storytelling walls in exhibitions, you'll have interactive walls like a touch screen, right? Then we have AR visualization. This is very applicable. अगर आप Amazon पे जाएंगे, if you search any kind of furniture, तो आप वो furniture अपने 360 डिग्री पे अगर आपने देखा तो आप प्लेस करके देख सकते हो कि वो कैसा लग रहा है. So this is also a very interesting input of technology and an example. So you can also look at this at IKEA app. Now fashion nowadays people are uh, going towards very interactive mirrors, experience based retail spaces. So physical stores enhanced with digital storytelling, interactive mirrors for consumers. The information is there of the garment. Once you show the garment to the mirror is totally digitalized. Then AR virtual try-ons. So the virtual try-on will basically scan you and they will let you know which garment will look good on you, or you can just show the garment and they will make it try it on you. So you do not need to go into the change room. आपको change room में भी जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. In fact, there's this website, वेरोमोडा वेबसाइट. यू विल गो ऑन टू दैट वेबसाइट. आप अपना मेजरमेंट उसमें फीड कर सकते हैं, अपना हाइट, एवरी स्टैट्स यू कैन फीड, एंड देन यू कैन, वो आपका एक विजुअल वर्चुअल अवतार क्रिएट करता है, एंड देन यू कैन ट्राई दी गारमेंट जो आपके कार्ट में है, एंड यू कैन ट्राई दोज गारमेंट कि कैसे बॉडी टाइप पे आपके किस टाइप से अच्छा लगेगा. So there are a lot of initiatives which are being taken in these kind of industries which are very tech based. Then we have digital fashion shows and physical runways and digital visuals also. We have digital fashion NFTs. Now, NFT is a non-fungible token. It's a unique digital certificate stored on a blockchain that proves ownership and authenticity of a digital work, right? So all of this kind of things are also being used in gaming apps, right? So then we have smart clothing. So garments that are embedded with LEDs, sensors or tech, reacts to movement, sound, temperature. Watches तो आपको सबको पता ही है, स्मार्ट वॉचेस, राइट, जो आपके स्टेप्स काउंट कर सकते हैं, जो आपकी हार्ट रेट्स बता सकते हैं. Similar things are being also happening in textiles. Then we have virtual showrooms where you show the garments and you can see virtually कि वो अगर walk करेगा तो कैसा लगेगा, back से कैसा लगेगा. So all of these technology concepts are being happening. So here we have AI photo shoots. This is a very new involvement. I myself have tried it. So this is the garment, that's the photo shoot, and that's the video that has been created by truly by AI, no model, nothing physical. So a lot of things आपका घर बैठे बैठे आप आराम से फोटो शूट कर रहे हो अपने गारमेंट का. So that again, technology, how you're using this towards your products to engage your products. Now the psychology of style. Psychological part is very important in design. आप कोई भी फील्ड में डिजाइनिंग कर रहे हैं, it is very important to understand the consumer जिसके लिए आप डिजाइन कर रहे हैं. So design is an emotional manipulation, but it's in a very positive way, right? So color psychology. Why do fast food chains use red and yellow? Because it creates hunger in your mind, right? Why do hospitals use blue and green? Because it's very calm. So you aren't just designing a look, you're designing a feeling or a mood. So it's very important. Even आज जो आप यूनिफॉर्म्स हो गए, स्कूल यूनिफॉर्म्स हो गए, आपके जो आप पहन रहे हो, जो भी अटायर पहन रहे हो, इट हैज अ सेंस ऑफ साइकोलॉजिकल थिंकिंग टूवर्ड्स इट, राइट? स्कूल में यूनिफॉर्म्स के होते हैं क्योंकि आप स्कूल में डिसिप्लिन है, राइट? आपको एक डिसिप्लिन मेंटेन करना पड़ता है और आइडेंटिफाई हो सको, लाइक यू आर फ्रॉम रेड हाउस, आपके हाउसेस के हिसाब से आपने यूनिफॉर्म पहना. सो एक आइडेंटिफिकेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. दैट्स व्हाई हम स्कूल्स हो गए एंड कुछ कॉर्पोरेट जैसे कॉर्पोरेट ऑफिसेज होते हैं या एयरलाइंस होते हैं, वो भी यूनिफॉर्म्ड होते हैं बिकॉज अ सर्टन पर्सन कैन आइडेंटिफाई दैट पर्सन कि अच्छा ये सर्टन एरिया से आई विल गेट हेल्प फ्रॉम दैट. So it's very important to understand the psychological concept towards all these things. So psychology of design, interior design में कैसे work करता है? So we are having biophilic interiors for emotional well-being, use of lot of plants, natural light, wood, stone. It reduces stress and improves mood. Living rooms with indoor plants and daylight. We are having color psychology in spaces. So soft neutral colors for calm and relaxation, warm colors for comfort and warmth, and cool tones for focus and productivity, right? So whenever you're designing an office, it's very important to know the psychology of colors कि आप कौन सा space कैसे design कर रहे हैं and उसमें किस type के colors, किस type के furniture colors हमें use करने चाहिए, right? We are having ergonomic furniture for physical comfort. So a lot of furniture based companies are coming out with ergonomic based furniture कि आपका sitting कैसा है. अगर आपने देखा हो, a lot of people are also selling kinds of pillows for your own comfort कि आप इस type का pillow लो, आप इस type का chair लो, which is easier to sit, which is easier to work on, right? So it's designed for posture and movement, prevents fatigue and body strain. So because this is all connected, क्योंकि एंड यूजर तो पर्सन ही है, जो भी आपके कपड़े भी पहनेगा, जो भी आपका इंटीरियर स्पेस भी यूज करेगा, एंड यूजर इज द ह्यूमन विच यू आर डिजाइनिंग फॉर, द कंज्यूमर विच यू आर डिजाइनिंग फॉर. Sensory design, which is focused on touch, sound, light, smell, creates emotional connection. Example: soft fabrics, warm lighting, textured walls. Healing and wellness spaces, like I said, hospitals में हम कैसे डिजाइनिंग है, किस टाइप के हमें कलर्स एंड किस टाइप के हमें इंटीरियर्स करने चाहिए. Now psychology of design in fashion. So it's comfort driven fashion की अगर हम बात करें, lot of loungewear you'll see, right? So it's breathable, stretchable, skin friendly fabric designed for daily movement. Example: loungewear in relaxed silhouettes. Then we have adaptive inclusive clothing. So it is designed for specially abled people who, who have some kind of, who have special needs. So easy, it will have, the garments will have easy closures, adjustable fit. For example, magnetic buttons, wrap garments. So this is also a very huge market. A lot of brands are also doing these kind of clothing. Then you'll have color and mood in fashion. Color and mood in fashion is very, very important. If you see, these are two contrast garment. One is very summer based garment and one is very festive based garment. So festive will definitely be more colorful, more bold colors. Summer collection will be more pastel colors because don't want to be too loud in the summer. So fashion as an emotional expression. So clothing that reflects personality, culture and mood, statement outfits, cultural silhouettes. These are very apt examples where we'll have as an emotional expression. Body positive and inclusive design. So there are a lot of brands which are now working for plus sizes. There are a lot of brands which are working for petite figures. They are not only working for model looking kind of figures. A lot of other personalities also, a lot of people, a lot of designers are working on a lot of personalities also, right? So a lot of brands, काफी सारे आपने देखा होगा स्ट्रीट वेयर ब्रांड्स हो गए, तो वो सर्टेन पर्सनालिटी के लिए हो गया. फॉर्मल वेयर ब्रांड्स हो गए. तो ऐसा नहीं कि ब्रांड्स ओनली लिमिटेड है टू मॉडल लुकिंग. ऑब्वियसली नॉर्मल पर्सन के लिए भी दे आर डूइंग अ लॉट ऑफ डिजाइनिंग. सो देयर साइज इंक्लूसिव कलेक्शंस आल्सो. Now the another very major factor is the local opportunity, that is maintaining the heritage. And हम बहुत लकी है कि हम इंडिया से बिलोंग करते हैं, right? It's full of heritage, it's full of a lot of, lot of crafts. So its roots to wings, taking local crafts, bamboo, ikat, embroidery to global stage. A lot of Western designers are taking these crafts from India and they are already making their collections, right? So it's a very added benefit for us to belong from India, and we can definitely use those craft and make it a very global statement. So slow luxury भी एक कॉन्सेप्ट है. स्लो लग्जरी में द डिजाइनर्स आर मेकिंग वेरी क्लासिकल कॉन्सेप्ट्स. स्लो फैशन बहुत जल्दी मूव नहीं करता. इट इज अ वेरी टाइमलेस पीस. अगर हम साड़ी की बात करें तो साड़ी हमेशा साड़ी ही रहेगी. ब्लैक हो जाएगी, एम्ब्रॉयडर्ड हो जाएगी, प्लेन हो जाएगी, सिल्क में हो जाएगी, बनारस में, विल ऑलवेज रिमेन टाइमलेस पीस, राइट? So slow luxury is also a very upgrowing trend which the designers are doing. So people want stories, not just products. and the vision is to preserving the culture. Right. So in interiors, if we talk about global, right? Global plus local, it's local. So a lot of interior designers are using uh, ikat craft for a lot of home furnishing concepts. They are using Wally Gond art murals in modern homes, handcrafted decor in luxury hotels. Then we are having jali patterns in contemporary architecture, which is inspired by traditional Indian stone screens. It's used for light ventilation and aesthetics. Example, CNC cut jali partitions in modern offices. Local materials, global aesthetics, a lot of terracotta, stone, lime plaster used minimally, earth tone cafes and boutique resorts. If you see, abhi kafi trend hai, purani havelis, they are converting into a very nice, lavish resorts, and people are very keen to go there. Right? They want to explore the heritage of a certain place. Then handloom textiles in interiors, ikat, kalamkari, khadi used subtly, and cushion in examples in cushion covers, upholstery, and wall hangings. Also, if you आप तो सब जयपुर से ही हो, so you can also visit this store Rayu by Tatiwalas. Right? It's a jewelry store, and architect Ridhima Sogani just recently received an international cultural innovation art and design award for the interiors. उन्होंने vernacular concepts use किए हैं. They've used a lot of Indian inspired mural concepts in the wall, and they were the only one designers who were representing India. तो हमें मेक श्योर करें कि हम भी एज अ बड़े लेवल पे जाके कभी रिप्रेजेंट करें इंडिया को. सो दे आर यूजिंग ओल्ड टेक्निक्स एंड न्यू यूजेबिलिटी. Now global, if you talk about fashion, so a lot of designers are using a lot of traditional textiles, and they're incorporating modern techniques towards it, right? So there are heritage fabrics which are designed for global wear. So for example, ikkat jackets, khadi cords, linen saris with modern blouses. If you see, you must have seen this sari. So this is the Ajrak print sari which Alia Bhatt had worn. So a lot of craft-based print are also growing globally, right? Another more and more of traditional textiles presented in a modern way. Embroidery as a design accent. Zardozi, Kantha, chikankari used minimally. Statement collars, cuffs, and yokes. Fusion and Indo-Western wear, Indian identity with global silhouettes, sari gowns, kurta dresses, ethnic jackets over dresses. Heritage stories telling as branding, craft stories communicated digitally, artisan focus, label selling globally. Uh, you must have heard about designer Sabyasachi. You must have heard, right? So there are a lot of he's one of those designers who काफी heritage पे work करता है वो, and he's few amongst those designers who's actually grown out to bring the real heritage of India globally. So career horizon, where you can go if you're learning design. So basically core design education requires a foundation in design skills, creativity and thinking. For interior design, you have a number of options. You can be a residential interior designer, and this does not opt for a different kind of a degree. You can have a basic interior design degree and still go for career options. So these are not studying options, these are career options which you can clearly elaborate after you graduate. Also, I have seen a few people who have been practicing being a fashion designer, but अब वो interiors में चले गए हैं, and they're full-fledged interior designer. तो डिजाइन एक कोर एरिया है, आपको बस ये अंडरस्टैंड करना है कि कहाँ पर आपकी वेयर योर प्लस पॉइंट इज, वेयर योर आपका झुकाव किस तरफ है, राइट? So residential interior designer who is designing homes, apartment, villas. Commercial interior designer, you will be designing a lot of offices, retail stores, hotel, cafes. Whichever forte you are having, you can definitely go into that career role. Then you are having exhibition and set designer, which will be involving designing museum, event, stage and film sets. Then furniture and lighting designer, again a lot of furniture based products like chairs, table, lamps, installations. Interior stylist, decor consultant, visual styling, shoots and luxury decor, sustainable and wellness interior designer, eco homes, healing spaces, and biophilic design. For fashion designer, again there are a lot of other career options. So you can become an apparel couture designer, ethnic wear, western, luxury fashion. You can also be a textile designer, prints, weave, surface design. For a textile designer, you need to be more correlated into textile because it definitely involves a lot of textile based science. Fashion stylist will definitely have its job in a lot of editorials, magazines, films, celebrities. They'll work with a lot of celebrities, a lot of ad movies. For fashion merchandiser, buyer, retail brands, and exports are the areas that you can work on. Fashion illustrator and digital designer can be sketching CAD, AI fashion visuals. Sustainable and craft-based designer can be working with a lot of handloom, heritage, and eco fashion. Crossover. What, a, what if you want to do both the things? So definitely you can do both the things all together. You can become a visual merchandiser, which definitely involves understanding of spaces, which is a part of interiors, and also requires understanding of fashion, right? Set and production designer, designing for movies, Netflix, requires costume knowledge and also requires a lot of interior knowledge. Textile designer for creating prints for both upholstery and apparels. Trend forecaster predicting what the world will want in 2 years. So these are other career new options that you can opt for. Yes. Yeah. So that's about it. Any questions you want to ask? Also, the people who are watching live can ask their questions. Then we'll proceed for the activity. Sheets इनको दे रखे हैं क्या? Plain sheets है इसमें? हाँ तो आप distribute कर दो. So I have just planned a very small activity. आपको एक sheet of paper देंगे and we'll give you 3 pictures, right? So वो pictures को आपको देखकर कोई भी एक product, it's okay अगर आपका sketching भी उल्टा पुल्टा है चलेगा, that's fine, right? आप कुछ भी उसमें आपको एक product develop करना है. It can be a interior space प्रोडक्ट और अ फैशन रिलेटेड प्रोडक्ट. फैशन रिलेटेड प्रोडक्ट में फॉर एग्जांपल आप एक्सेसरी भी डिजाइन कर सकते हैं. एयरिंग हो गया, नेक पीस हो गया, बैंगल हो गया. एंड इफ यू वांट टू डिजाइन सम काइंड ऑफ अ गारमेंट यू कैन डू दैट आल्सो, राइट? एंड फॉर इंटीरियर्स में जैसे आपको अगर इंटीरियर्स का कोई प्रोडक्ट बनाना है, यू कैन डिजाइन अ लाइफस्टाइल प्रोडक्ट व्हिच कैन बी अ चेयर, अ लाइट लैम्प or a window, something like that, right? So I'm just going to the next. These are these are 3 images. First, कोई भी आप एक image ले सकते हैं, whichever you are feeling, क्या this is मेरे से थोड़ा correlate कर रहा है, and you can take around 10-15 minutes. Whichever medium you are having, pen, pencil, just without thinking, start sketching.
What kind of sketch? Anything?
Yeah, it can be like अगर if it's in fashion, तो कोई आप accessory design कर सकते हैं. It can be a pair of glasses also. हाँ, it can be anything which is close to the body, right? और अगर आप interior से कुछ बना रहे हैं, तो obviously spaces से related होगा, table हो गया, chair हो गया, fan हो गया. You know, you see these interesting lights. ये भी किसी ने सोच के बनाया ही होगा. So something like that, right? Any one picture you can take and explain करो उसको क्या सोचते हो. नहीं करो. 10-15 minutes just take. It's a fun exercise. थोड़ा दिमाग ओपन होगा. You can do a basic sketch also. Not required कि आप उसको color and all करो. I know you are not carrying so much of stuff अभी. So just a basic sketch. आप ये ओल्ड रस्टिक की ले सकते हो, या फिर ये फ्यूचरिस्टिक सिटी ले सकते हो, या ये हनीकॉम टेक्सचर विच इज अ वेरी वेरी बेसिक नेचर बेस्ड टेक्सचर। इन तीनों में से आप कोई भी एक को पिक कर सकते हो, whatever inspires you, whatever is very pleasing for you, कि क्या बना सकते, इट कैन बी एनीथिंग। फैशन और इंटीरियर्स में कुछ भी हो सकता है। फैशन में आप ब्रेसलेट, इयरिंग, वॉच, आई ग्लासेस, एक्सेसरीज जो भी होता है बेस वो आप कर सकते हो। एंड इंटीरियर्स में चेयर, विंडोज, फैन, लाइट लैम्प्स, एनीथिंग। हाँ, ये अभी कर लो एक्टिविटी, मैं एक्सप्लेन कर। हाँ हाँ हाँ, ऑनलाइन है क्या, बच्चे ज्वाइन किया है? ऑनलाइन जो भी देख रहे हैं, या ऑनलाइन जिन्होंने भी ज्वाइन किया है, दे कैन स्केच, दे कैन पोस्ट इट ऑन देयर स्टोरीज, एंड देन दे कैन टैग पोदार इंस्टीट्यूट ऑन इंस्टाग्राम और फेसबुक। क्या क्या पूछो पूछो। आप कुछ भी डिजाइन कर सकते हो, फोन का कवर भी डिजाइन कर सकते हो, इट इज ऑल्सो पार्ट ऑफ योर लाइफ स्टाइल, राइट? वॉच हो गया, कुछ।
इसका बटन प्रेस करके रखना।
आप आपस में कर शेयर करो कलर्स किसी को कलर्स कलर्स चाहिए इधर कलर्स इफ यू रिक्वायर